Look, I know it's frustrating when a new knife like the Elementum II button lock comes out, and you can't find it anywhere because it's completely sold out. Well, I decided to go ahead and do something about it. I put together a list of my top 10 button lock alternatives that are all similar to this Elementum II in like size and function. And you want to know the best part? Half of them cost less than this. As usual, the links to buy, the prices, even the coupon codes will all be listed for you down in the description. All right, let's go ahead and get started with number 10. From Six Leaf, this is the SL18. Now, for those of you that didn't know, this is actually the budget brand for Tucson. And here we get just a good looking 3.2-inch drop point blade in D2 steel. Now, this handle is, it's pretty darn thick at about 0.64 inches. But I got to tell you, it has to be like one of the most comfortable grips that I've held in a while. Now, this is going to be the least expensive knife on the list at about $45. So that's an incredible bargain for a button lock with micarta scales. Next up at number 9 is going to be from Kaiser. This is the original. This is a very durable little EDC with, it's got aluminum scales and a 154 cm blade. Now, I absolutely love how compact this is, while closed. I mean, look at it. Almost that entire blade just tucks into that handle. Now, the blade is the same size as the Elementum, but the handle here is going to be slightly shorter. And yeah, this is one of those knives that does cost a little bit more. Now, but the trade-off for that higher price, is going to be, the upgraded handle material and the much lighter weight at about 2.6 ounces. Number 8 is going to be from Orion Knives. This is the Scorpio. It has a 2.75-inch clip point blade and 14C28N Sandvik steel, which makes this actually the shortest blade on the list. But it's one of the few with 3 different opening options. Don't let that smaller size fool you, though, because you can still get a full 4-finger grip, when you go ahead and choke up on that forward choil. There's some really nice little details going on here, like the jimping right there towards the blade tip, the crown spine. It has micarta scales and a titanium, 2-position pocket clip. So yes, we do get some lefty love. Number 7 is going to be from Kizer. This is the Hiccup. Now, this is a very interesting knife because at first, I thought it had just the 2 opening options, the flipper and the thumb hole. But in the box, they also include some removable thumb studs. How awesome would that be, though, if like all knife companies started doing that? Because it just adds like another level of personalization, that you don't usually get with these large volume production folders. The 154 cm blade is going to be just over 3 inches at about 3.15 with a shape that really does speak to me. I mean, and you can see it is really similar to the Sencut Scepter down below. Number 6 is going to be another one from Kaiser. This is the Cormorant. The 3.2-inch blade is a little longer than the Elementums, but the handles are actually both the same size, right at 4.1 inches. Now, the blade shapes, of course, they're completely different, but they both do have hollow grinds. Now, if you're a big fan of this knife, Mojave Outdoor just came out with a new version, like just a couple days ago. This is called the Cormorant Sarape. Now, if you didn't know, a Serape is actually a multicolored blanket, that you would kind of wear sort of like a poncho. So think Clint Eastwood. It has a multicolored G10 scales with a black blade finish, which I think it looks way better on this blade shape than like the satin finish does. Now, if you head over to Mojave Outdoor and you use my link, which is going to take some money off of your purchase, you'll also get, you get this like a little zipper pouch. And it is way different from, all the other zipper pouches we see. And it's got, it's got the Molly on back. All right, we are halfway home with number 5. This is going to be the very latest from Vossty. It's the Corgi. This is a great little knife with, you get 2 different opening options and a button that's actually located in the center. You see that? Yeah, it's like right under the pivot screw. I like how this blade completely disappears, when it's closed. And now to me, this is what I think, this is what the Kaiser Cormorant would look like if it didn't have a thumb hole. And Vossty, they really nailed the action on this thing. It is just, man, it is like silky smooth, and yeah, it is completely silent. Nothing rattles so far, and that button, now there is absolutely no button stick. Number 4, how about a CJRB? Yeah, this is the Pyrite. I really like this design, the overall size, like the blade shape, that forward finger choil. Oh man, and let's not forget that action too. As of right now, there's only a couple different versions on Amazon. If you go to Artisan Cutlery's website directly, they have a few more, but they're all going to be in that AR RPM 9 steel, which, I think it's a decent budget steel, but I cannot wait until we start seeing these with like a more premium blade steel. Or let me say this, at least one, that's not a limited run like the S35 VN versions. Number 3 is going to be another one from Vossty. This is the Raccoon. This is the largest knife on the list with it's got a 3 1/4 inch blade. And as of right now, I can honestly say this is probably my favorite Vossty knife because I just absolutely love this blade shape. And I really like how they did the forward finger choil because, yeah, you can choke all the way up on that blade. Now, it does have 14C 28N Sandvik steel, which, hey, I think is just a great budget steel. Number 2 is going to be from CIVIVI. We got the Altus. This not only has the same size blade as the Elementum at about 2.97 inches, but it also has the exact same Nitro V blade steel. The deployment is going to be different because, yeah, you use the thumb studs to open that blade instead of a flipper. But on the plus side, this is like a much more compact carry in pocket, and you're able to use more of that edge without the flipper when you're cutting on a flat surface. I know we're only talking about a couple bucks difference here in the price, but since the materials are identical, I'm not sure why this costs more than the Elementum. Now we're almost there, but before I go ahead and show you number 1, hey, let me know down in the comments what Elementum II alternatives can you think of that deserve a spot on this list. All right, you ready? My number 1 favorite Elementum II button lock alternative is going to be a Kizer. Yeah, that's the Assassin. I love this knife, and to me, it's pretty obvious that the design was like heavily influenced by the Elementum. I mean, it has a drop point blade and 154 cm steel that is going to be slightly larger than what's on the Elementum. It comes in at just barely over 3 inches. And just like the Elementum, this has like those offset scales, where the liners are partially exposed, like all the way around the handle. The action is what makes this knife so great because it not only drops shut like super fast, it also has that lightning quick deployment. Look at that. That is very difficult to fail no matter how hard I try. Right about now, there's going to be a video up on the screen that I personally picked out for you to go ahead and, just to watch next. And if you haven't already, hey, consider subscribing if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. All right, that's it. Hey, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.